Hey everybody, it's your boy Pee Wee back with another video. I know it's a daytime video, but I just really wanted to talk about this comic. I started reading it yesterday, and honestly, I have really taken a liking to it. It's called Sistervention, or I Need to Raise My Sister Properly. Um, I just want to quickly talk about the comic, which, a quick synopsis of it, as I usually do, would be that our main character here, she after basically living a not so great life, she gets obsessed with this webtoon called The Beloved Saint. A little background of our main character, she was a former actress, in the entertainment industry. Her career took a nosedive, and basically everybody turned on her and left her on her own. So she found solace in this webtoon and in the villain of the story, Liz Agnes. She basically says here, uh, she was fierce and desperate. Everything she did whatever it took to get what she wanted. And before our main character knew it, she had fallen for not in like a romantic type of way, but in a way of like emotionally connecting. She doesn't have this like romantic type love for her, but she has this like emotional want to make sure, like she even says here, she's like her goal in this life, because she reincarnated as the sister of her favorite character. Her goal in this new life is to live a happy life with her favorite character until she's old and passes on. So it's not like she has this like romantic like when it says like she's fallen for her, it's just like this emotional connection of wanting to see her happy, and just give her a different ending, because in the ending her favorite character ends up taking her own life, saying that she didn't want to have any regrets and that she would go out on her own terms. So um so basically at the start of the story, our main character, she is uh, a duchess, however you want to pronounce it. But her territory has fallen apart because after her father was killed, she takes over, and she basically gets controlled by this head maid who feeds her poison. Basically, just starts running the territory how she wants it, but she isn't like a good person, so it's just a bunch of greedy. Everything goes downhill and everything is really bad. So it starts out with our main character having to rebuild her territory. A few chapters later, in chapter 8, that's when we get introduced to the main one of the main themes of the story, and like her favorite character, Liz Agnes. Uh, Basically, Liz was from like when she was born to like I forgot how old she is in this, but till now, essentially in the story, as she was raised but in an abusive household and neglected, despite the person receiving money to take care of her. But essentially, she takes her in, and basically this is where the whole sistervention, or raising the sister properly, starts, because in this life she decides she wants to shelter this child, shelter her favorite character, and not let this child grow cold, heartless, so to say. But she is just insanely obsessed with her. That like anything that bad happens to her, she like will lash out. If anything, basically she just wants to shower this her favorite character in love, make sure she grows up happy. However, the reason why I really like this comic is because despite this seeming kind of like a wholesome, you know, sister relationship, you have the big sister who is obsessed with the little sister in a good way. She wants to take care of her, shower her in love, make sure she's happy, give her everything she wants. However, the funny slash, slightly disturbing part of the story is our, the second female lead, aka like the her little sister, is more of a yandere than anything, and she is basically will do anything to basically feel her sister's love, or if basically, so like she was given when she first was taken in by her big sister, she was gifted a maid. And just to put it in perspective, she views that maid as like the first gift from her sister. So she sees like these maids, other maids like bullying her, like her maid, and she's like, well, my maid was my first gift from my big sister. So what does she do? She basically throws herself down this staircase, causing herself to get injured. Um, and she thinks she'll find out if I smile too much. But she's really obsessed with their love. But she basically throws herself down the staircase, causes herself to get injured, so her big sister basically punishes this maid and like gets rid of her type thing. Um, but you can see here like the depth of her obsession is like, um, nothing can break my heart because you are here to get heartbroken for me, and you get angry for me, and she basically just relishes in that and uses her big sister's love to essentially, not like, I don't like, it is manipulating her, but she wants to like protect what's important to her, so she will do these types of like manipulation, these like schemes, in order to achieve what she wants to. So, but it's funny because it's like you get this big sister here who only sees the good in her little sister and is totally blind to this side of her, while other characters do see this side of her, and it's just a whole comedic thing that's just, I think it's done really well. Honestly, the entertainment value of the story has just blew my mind away with how good it actually is, especially the dynamic between these two characters. The male lead is kind of like meh. Like he's not really good. I mean, he isn't like the worst male lead out there. Like he hasn't done anything to like hurt the female lead or anything like a lot of uh manhwa male leads have. There's like no bad blood between them. But he's just, he's emotionless. He doesn't really catch like the cues or anything like that. He just has really low EQ and just doesn't know how to actually interact with people the right way. But essentially, the main reason why I really like this comic, as I said before, is just the dynamic between the two female leads. Especially when the big sister's always like, she's the cutest, most adorable, she's the kindest person ever, and then we have the younger sister acting all cute and kind in the presence of her big sister. But when her big sister isn't around, she's grumpy. She's um kind of like sadistic in a way. Like she'll like there's a point where she goes to like torture the people or teach them a lesson to the person who raised her before she got brought in, and like the maid who was bullying her maid. So it's just this funny, cute relationship where you have wholesome between the two characters, and then but you have this obsessive, kind big sister who wants nothing but the best for her little sister, and then you have this little sister who's just purely just a yandere who is like even the slightest thought of her maid, the gift that her sister got her, being harmed or like anything harming her big sister, she just loses it, and it's just, I don't know. I just found it really enjoyable. I will say the art is really nice. Um, it's not like anything too special, but it's good looking. The story itself is kind of meh. I mainly just read it for the character interactions. So this, like, it does have a decent story, but it's kind of just whatever. But yeah, I mean, there's pretty much all I just really want to talk about. If you guys liked, leave a like, subscribe. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope you guys keep coming back. Help me grow up my channel so I can keep making these. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.